So when you see a video call where somebody is impersonating an officer, it's generally kind of these people who have been taken there, who have been kept against their will, who are making these calls.
But also, this could lead back to our episode 2 of deepfake, right?
On a deepfake, a chap asked a particular guy in a corporate setup to execute a partial command, right? And this guy on a live call is executing a partial command. They also had PDFs, which were basically malware.
Yes.
So
yes,
if you
it's
click
so
on them,
popular.
your computer may be compromised. And that is why if you look at our fintech sector, I think it is one of the most well-protected sectors across the world.
Hello everyone, I am Utkarshica. Welcome back to Man vs. Scam. I have got Brijesh Singh with me. Today we're going to talk about phishing season, especially about taxes, about increments.
Wait. Do you really pay tax on all your influencer stuff? All that gig economy thing?
Okay.
Income tax, guys. Do you pay for tips? I can tell you about some tax evader.
Okay, I see. So you're talking as a cop or as a friend?
Let's come back to the subject.
see, now I know it. Okay, here we go. So tax season is upon us, and of course this is tropical season, right? From February to April, so many things happening. Tax is of course one of the areas.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
You see, the best thing about these criminals is that these guys are very intelligent, very topical, and they always are in the flavor of the month. So when it's Diwali, all the scams are related to Diwali. When it's tax season, it's about taxes. You are going to see a flurry of SMSs, WhatsApps, messages, calls, people impersonating to be tax officials, maybe even emails with refunds. पहले तो टैक्स देते नहीं हो, उसके बाद में रिफंड भी चाहिए.
Sure.
It's about you.
So
Don't take it personally.
So are you saying scammers are more relevant than some of the celebrities we know? Just asking.
The celebrity scammers?
No, but the relevance, right? Like you just mentioned, it's so tropical.
No, so they are very intelligent. It's called priming, that you are expecting certain information and they are basically targeting that in this season, when you are worried about filing your tax return or expecting a refund, then in that case, they give you an email or a message which purportedly seems to be from authority figures.
Yeah.
And then it starts a whole, sequence of scamming.
So, I get messages where I am eligible for certain refund, which is very exciting because I clearly
Don't
think
pay
I
taxes
overpay.
Imagine this girl, she doesn't pay taxes and wants refunds also. You
I
are the scammer.
think scammer knows me better because I'm sure he or she knows that I am paying clearly. I have a refund due. And I recently got a text saying, hey, I'm eligible for a refund of about 15,000 and the rest of the figure you don't have to know. But, Brijesh, we listen and we don't judge. So, as per the government, I'm eligible for certain money, refund money,
Why is it always you?
because I work really hard. How is that not clear?
So you were telling that, whenever you travel somewhere, you get all the traffic challans. We are very lucky, it seems. All these lucky schemes come to you.
Yeah. So I got a recent message where it said that, I'm eligible for certain refund and click on a certain link to go. I did go back to one of the, these apps and
Links.
website, right? To check I was so disappointed yet again. I didn't
lost
get any
again.
no, I didn't get any refund. But to be honest, this happens so often, and then I obviously checked around, and then it's very, very popular where people get refund text where they say that, okay, you're eligible for so and so. Now tell us what happens when someone clicks on the app, clicks on that particular message via text or email. What happens next?
It's something like, spray and pray. So these people send these mails in millions. And as per the season, as per the flavor of the season, they send these mails. And somebody lucky like you, always ready for, these schemes, they get it. Once you get, let's say, a message which says that you're getting 50,000 rupees in refund, then it takes you to a link. The link seemingly appears to be legitimate. It appears to be, taxrefundstatus.com or something like that. And earlier you used to say that, okay, these people don't use HTTPS, but today they are using SSL encryption and everything. The site seems very legit. It also carries logos and everything of official sites. And once you go there, then they start asking you for your credentials.
Yeah.
So they will ask you for, let's say, bank details, personal details, PAN, Aadhaar, address, email. So you see multiple things happening. There's credential harvesting happening there, that they are taking your credentials, which may be then later on leading to various kinds of identity theft. Or let's say if you are quote unquote naive enough to put banking details there and you also share an OTP, then it's a straight deduction. So actually, that chap is getting the refund which you want. So apart from that, it may also lead you to a site which may ask you to install certain software.
Yeah.
They may also ask you that, okay, your return would be given to you. Why don't you pay 2,000 rupees? And again, this is a very particular thing about fraudsters, is that they ask you for money in increments. It's like a foot in door technique. They'll say 2,000 rupees. They'll say, oh, it's stuck now, 5,000 more. And generally, people, what happens, they just start chasing the loss. They feel that, okay, I've already invested 7,000 rupees here and I want to recover my money. And that is why they end up paying. And you have, rather than a refund, people end up losing money here.
It's very human psychology, right? You go back to people, to things, to money, the ones that you're chasing everything, right?
I'm not going to ask the name.
Okay, so wasn't there an application that was taken down last year because there was a fake app created, stating that you can file your income tax
It's a
there?
menace, and if you see, income tax department itself has been warning people against this. They have been on social media, they've been on X, and they've been telling people about what kind of fake apps are there, not to download these. They've also been telling people that do not put all this kind of personal information, because the department is not going to ask you for your personal information or money on WhatsApp or on any social media or any such links. So again and again, check the official channels, check official social media of departments where they are warning you against these kind of prevalent scams.
So website cloning is a very popular thing that happens, right? One of the things that I've learned in my career is whenever you are visiting a website, whenever you're putting out a credential, always ensure the first one's wrong. Always put the first one wrong, because it would either redirect you to the right site, right? Or tell you that this is forgot password or this is a wrong password.
That's an interesting
Or
thing.
would be registered. The moment it is registered, like the cloned website does not really know if it's real or if it's fake.
That's very
So
interesting.
whenever you, even if it's net banking, anything, always the first thing that you put is your fake credentials. Always miss out the information and see whether it redirects you, says forgot password, or the information is incorrect, or tells you or captures it, right? Because that is the data that is already
Well, that's a
taken
very
by.
interesting tip. But probably the scammers who are listening to your podcast are going to incorporate this new feature. It's a feature request for them.
well, the fair point, but I think that
They'll,
is
they'll thank you next time with a better
until
email.
then, guys. Until
Right.
then, do this,
Sure.
right?
Good idea though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want to also touch upon some of the other scams that we see very very known in during this topical season?
ITR itself, so combine it with digital arrests. You see that nowadays these cybercrime farms which are running in Laos, Myanmar, Cambodia, where people have been lured for jobs and then they've been literally abducted and they are kept in these compounds where they are used to make these calls. So when you see a video call where somebody is impersonating an officer, it's generally kind of these people who have been taken there and who have been kept against their will, who are making these calls. So with this season, you may find that digital arrests may happen with people impersonating ITR officials. So they are also going to use your fear of unpaid taxes, the fear of punishment. So you may also get calls or messages from people impersonating officials and saying that, this is your unpaid taxes, and if you don't pay this within this time, you're going to get fined. And they also create a sense of urgency that you have to pay it within 24 hours, otherwise the fine is going to get doubled or something like that.
Are these people willingly doing this, and does it pay well? Just asking for a friend.
No, there are instances where there people have been actually kidnapped and abducted, and they have been kept in these cybercrime farms in foreign countries.
See, now I'm not sure whether to feel bad for a scammer or just like, okay, take some money, it's fine.
I know you
Being
always have
kidnapped.
some soft corner for these scammers.
No, I'm just
Scammers, are
a
you
nice
listening?
person. You mean that. So, you also get calls where someone creates a sense of urgency saying there is a legal action taken against you because you have not paid certain probably taxes, or you have
Other
invaded,
fine,
fines or whatever, right? You've not
speeding
added
ticket.
information. So they do create sense of urgency in the cases, and obviously scare you with the legal notices, and obviously be this officials being involved. It just escalates it in a way where it's very difficult, right, for someone like you, me, or even our parents to see, okay, what have they done?
Even legit people. I got a call from another batchmate in another department who got a notice like this. He said, "Look, Brijesh, what kind of nonsense is this? Somebody has sent me this legal notice." I said, "Send it to me." He sent me. It had all kinds of possible stamps, all possible government departments. Scammers should improve their job, right?
Was
This
the
is
railway department involved?
it had all kinds of seals of everything. And I told my friend, you just read it. How is it possible that all kinds of departments have their logos on a single page?
Maybe
He
he's
also
an
started
important
laughing.
person. You never know, right? The railway has to come together, the airline has to come together, everyone has to come
To
together to.
scam one man, right? Man
Right.
versus scam. This man.
Yeah, this particular man we're talking about. Very nice.
He's the chosen one.
Okay, so just a lot of these, of course, these scams happens, which is immediate financial loss, and that happens. But then there is a lot on emotional bandwidth that goes because of this digital arrest that is happening. If you remember, a lot of digital arrest cases happened because one, they've either found drugs in like some place, and they read out your whole Aadhaar details, etc. But the second is that they have not paid the taxes and they have to be in front. Now imagine, obviously it has different facets, but one of it is, of course, officials saying that you haven't paid, or you have defrauded the government, you have used the money somewhere, that money is used to be laundered in different countries. So what happens, like, how can one be
See,
very careful?
in our last episode, which became very popular, we spoke about digital arrest and deepfakes.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
spoke about
Yeah.
deepfakes. In fact, there was this CEO of a company for whom a whole Supreme Court proceeding was arranged, and there was a fake Supreme Court judge sitting there, right, on a
My
deep
God,
fake,
yeah.
and same kind of threat was made that this chap paid in crores. The payment was out in crores. So
Wow.
they are combining all these different kind of modi operandi and scamming people.
It's very interesting. Of course, there are definitely ways that we can identify this early, and if we have still been scammed
Common
at
sense, I
some.
think. Common sense.
Common sense is not that common. Let's just agree. Yeah, it's not.
I agree.
It's not.
And it's also a generational thing.
You two are getting personal.
So I
If
didn't
we
say
start
which
talking
generation.
about
I
generation,
didn't say
there are
which
10
generation.
things we can talk about.
No, no.
But
I said nothing about Zoomers.
nice, nice. Okay, we should talk about increment times.
Hmm.
Money.
ये बताओ कैसे होता है?
क्या इंक्रीमेंट टाइम्स, एक तो दो चीज़ें होती हैं कि वन, द कंपनी, सो सिंपल राइट, you are expecting increments around this time, you're expecting performance review at this time, right? So what happens is when people are expecting that, and the founder says, or the CEO or someone senior says that I'm going to set the vision and mission for the next year, what are we going to focus on, what are the goals that we're going to focus on. And second is, what happens is your manager sending a performance review.
So where's the scam happening?
So no, it's not just scam. It's taking out your information. It's data. It's taking the data out, your employee data out, getting access to your laptops,
Okay.
all that.
Okay.
Right? Like
okay,
even
okay,
even
okay,
if
okay.
you remember that guy, the
Getting
CEO
it.
guy that you just mentioned about,
Getting
took $20 million, right? The Arup one
Hmm.
took $20 million, but because it started with he sending that to a particular target, right? But this increment happens in two ways. One is the company decides what they're going to focus on, and second is your performance review, and third is increment letter. So Brijesh, are you giving increments this year?
7th pay commission is coming, and you would see a lot of emails around that also. But look, this is government. You know how much we get paid, but you guys get paid a lot.
I'm sorry,
right?
what?
So, yeah. And how about you?
I'm yet to receive my increment letter, I must tell you.
Scammer. I'm giving you the email ID.
So, very interestingly, right? This is the same time. I hate performance reviews. Why would a manager send me performance review link and tell me, "Oh, rate yourself, how well you did"? I did the best I could with the resources I have
You are
gotten.
the best always.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't help it.
So, like, of course. So, but I am
That's
receiving
it.
performance.
Manager's problem.
But I don't know in your industry if it is relevant, but for us, we are requested to do performance reviews ourselves. They send us the link, and and there are of course different parameters that we are looked upon on. But this has caused another problem, right? Because even after companies spending crores of money to do cyber awareness, such things are so sophisticated. If I receive a performance review which is linked to my increment, I would definitely open it,
Yeah.
right? So, have you seen these cases where I think I recently came across some of these cases where the links are sent by, of course, a company XYZ individual, very seniority, depending upon a manager or whatever C level executive, where it says, hey, why don't you fill in your performance review? And then accordingly, we'll have a conversation on increments.
So apart from this, as I told you that, since the pay commission is coming, there would be a lot of emails around pay commission.
Yeah.
When the army was talking about one rank, one pay, at the time there were so many of these emails about discussing, rank and pay structure and
Yeah.
stuff like that. They also had PDFs, which were basically malware.
Yes.
So
yes,
if you
it was so
click on
popular.
them,
Yeah.
your computer may be compromised.
Yeah.
But see, in the business setting, the purpose is slightly different because you may not give your personal financial information. It is generally done for harvesting of credentials, that
Yeah.
they are mapping out your organizational structure, they're finding out what you do, and this generally is to get a foothold for larger attacks or attacks later on. Attacks like we are going to discuss it someday, business email compromise,
Yeah.
wherein you get very legit sounding emails from known domains which are in line and pertinent to what is being discussed. So in corporates, generally credential harvesting or information harvesting is done for staging attacks later on.
Right.
So this is a kind of data harvesting, this is a kind of credential harvesting, which is a foothold for larger cybercrime which is about to happen.
Absolutely. So just on that, right? It's not just, I think it's not limited to data harvesting, but also what happens, I used to work for a company where we used to run these assessments where, of course, we would impersonate to be HR or someone, and we'd call the employees, send an email and ask the employees that, hey, this is your performance review, you have not responded to it. Can you please access it
So
and
playing to be
respond to it?
part-time scammer.
Yes. Yeah, unpaid actually. But that being said, there were people who are like assuming that, okay, this is from HR department. There is sense of urgency, of course. Now they're clicking it. Now, if you see, there is MITRE attack framework for a reason, right? The moment something like that happens and you click on an email or a link, what happens is of course data exfiltration definitely is the end
That's
goal.
almost the last
But
stage.
yeah, that of course that happens, but before that there's lateral movement, right? Moving from one laptop to the other, and then the lateral movement happening. It's such a big problem that it's not just, okay, no one would just get, I don't think a scammer would get anything if they just have Utkarshica's credentials. They want the company's data, they want certain sensitive information. Now, what happens is if I click a link, that means I'm also letting a scammer access my particular computer, laptop, or whatever, or, can move laterally within the network, which is a very scary place because now it's just not about you, it's about the organization or corporate as a whole.
Basically, scammers or hackers, it may be a hacker on the other end, they are looking for high value privilege accounts.
Yeah.
So if you see, all of your corporate software has role based access.
Yeah.
That based upon your nature of
Yeah.
work, based upon your assignment, you only have access to that part of the thing. But there are certain accounts which have higher access, let's say finance or HR or IT. IT has access to everybody's accounts. Now, if you can send them a mail and make them click on something, what starts is something called a cyber kill chain.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
and Lockheed Martin has a wonderful framework for
Yeah.
cyber kill chain, which starts with this initial
Reconnaissance
access,
to-
recon
yeah.
to, malware, to sending this malware to exfiltration and profit and so on. And the cyber crime economy has become a very modularized world and it coordinates at will. And you would be amazed to know that 2025 figures for the cybercrime economy are $10.5 trillion.
Wow.
Where India is struggling to be a $5 trillion economy. This is, for you here, the third largest GDP in the world, which is cybercrime economy. And much of that also comes from corporate money.
Yeah.
That there are individuals which are getting scammed. but the corporate payouts are huge. Like you saw in the last episode, we talked about deepfakes, where at least we discussed two companies which did 20 million, 25 million payouts just
Yeah.
on deepfakes. So corporates are a huge target. So there is phishing, spear phishing, whaling, which is going on there. They're after dedicatedly after accounts with higher privilege. They're harvesting data. They are using it as a foothold for the next attack. Also, to get an initial foothold in the organization, that you may click something which may lead to something which may have a dropper, which would drop a malware. The malware would sit there, and then it would start lateral movement getting into other computers in your network and start infecting the whole computer system.
So, are you saying that my 50% increment is not real?
Your 50% increment may bring down your company by 50%. You can say bye bye to the company.
Have you realized that now it's not just the PDF, right? The e-signing or docu-signs.
Yes.
It's not just on your letters, right? Signing of agreement, signing of employment, anything is online, right?
Right.
You digitally sign it and everything. That's also one of the things, right? If you want to accept this increment of 50% that I'm expected to receive,
Hello, company.
hello. Yeah. So if you look at that, right, it takes me. I'm expecting a link. I'm not just expecting a PDF. I'm expecting a link that goes for me to accept a certain offer or certain, like, this increment or my shares or whatever. It's isn't it like now being sophisticated without just the PDF? Now I think companies have also started using passwords on your PDF, but also these links are very difficult to manage, right? If like everyone getting around the same time.
On the cybersecurity side, I think wonderful products have come up.
Of
DMARC,
course.
DKIM, wonderful products are there, which you yourselves work for a cybersecurity company. As the fraudsters and scamsters and hackers are developing, so is the defense side developing.
Yeah.
But see, this is leading to a huge increase in spending on cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Though I still feel that funding on cybersecurity is much less than what is desired. But I think there are good efforts on the defense side also, where people are protecting this critical infrastructure.
I think the beautiful part about our, at least corporate world these days, is now cyber was never a board level conversation, which is completely changed today. Now it's a board level concerns about like what the budget would be, how does it affect the businesses, right? If something goes down, what is the impact? I think now everything is measured. It is a board level conversation, which has really changed the way even scammers look at it. They have to get much more sophisticated, right?
Look at the RBI cybersecurity framework. RBI has done some wonderful job.
Yes, I agree.
RBI, even SEBI guidelines, the newer SEBI guidelines around cybersecurity are good. What RBI has done is that RBI has changed the reporting of cyber to the board and also made the board personally responsible for cybersecurity incidents. And this has brought real interest on cybersecurity. And that is why if you look at our fintech sector, I think it is one of the most well protected sectors across the world. So Indian fintech has done an extremely good job on protecting its infrastructure. But see, you can have technical measures. However, when it comes to social engineering, where you are hacking the mind of the human, where you are sharing, an OTP, where you are installing a malware. In fact, there has been a case where on a deepfake, a chap asked a particular guy in a corporate setup to execute a partial command, right? And this guy on a live call is executing a partial command. And when he executed that, it immediately led to compromise of the whole infrastructure.
That's really getting
It's
scarier
getting
by the
scary.
day, isn't it? So now, if I don't get, just coming back to money, if I don't get increments,
First, start paying your income tax. Don't expect refunds. First, start paying all your 200K Instagram influencer income tax department.
I don't get paid yet.
Check for a brand collaboration. She's earning too much money and not paying taxes and expecting refunds also. Scammers, note.
So just on the increments, right? I mean, not me, but in general.
You are getting careful now. That's smart.
Yeah, I am.
For a change.
So if I don't, or people around do not get increments the way they desire, I think they also look out, right? I think it's topical even for job hunters, right? Job
That's
hunting
true.
is
That's true.
this is the peak time when people switch jobs, right? So do you get
Man versus job.
Man versus job. But do you get messages like, are you interested in working from home
Oh, I have a very
online?
interesting
We
story.
have something.
I have a very interesting story. So the other day I was working out in the gym and I get a message saying that, are you interested in work at home? I said, now yes, I am really interested in work at home. Enough of the office stuff. I want to work at home now.
We need a life.
I need a life. I want to also make reels, right? And get paid and not fill taxes and expect returns. So,
Fine, we get it, we get it, we get
yes.
it. Ooh.
So I got this email, this message. Then I said, yes, I'm interested. What would I have to do? So then they start giving me a series of tasks that you go to this website, do this, do that. And me being me, I used to talk to them and then keep them on the red. Poor chaps. They waited so long. So I would go, have my coffee, do my workout. And these people are messaging me continuously. Have you completed the task? Have you completed the task? Naturally, I didn't complete the
Sounds
task.
like secret agent. No?
So what I did was I went to the graphic design software and I created a fake, kind of outcome for that, for the job they were asking me to do. Guys were very smart. They blocked me.
But you get these messages so often, and
They
they,
get.
they don't start with, do you want to work from home? I get message like, hi. I'm like, hello. And they're like, are you interested in working from home or online? I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? And I would simply go and block, and I've easily blocked about 10 contacts last year itself, right? So many of those people, and imagine me who probably has 2 jobs, who have to figure out, I cannot afford
two
this.
paid- two
Okay,
paid
the third
jobs?
one. Yeah.
Two paid jobs?
Yeah, 2 paid jobs.
Which
right?
one you want refunded?
Yeah. So if you look at it, the third one, it's now if
This is a
someone
third job.
no. I could have those online.
Aspiring.
If I didn't block those people, maybe I would have it. But
You
but
are a candidate for Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar.
if I'm kidnapped tomorrow, you know where I am, in that officer's uniform, and then you feel sad for me, okay? And then there'll be a movie coming out.
Right.
The whole thing, I've planned it out. I've planned my career, movie launch career. This is how it is going to happen.
It's going to be a real movie,
Yeah.
Be real.
So if you look at it, not just on the job side, these work from home, right? There are these apps which promises you, one, you put it up on naukri.com and these places, you're putting up your resume with your CTC, with every information, right?
That's
They
true.
have your resume and everything, and then of course
LinkedIn also. People scrape LinkedIn.
yeah. And the expectation is just to find that particular data and see like which package. Imagine it says someone earns, like, let's say hypothetically, a crore or 50 lakhs. So that's a great candidate for someone to get more money, right? So
You're talking about yourself.
yeah. So if you look at if you look at it from that standpoint, one, these applications are very accessible to anyone who's like
That's
a
true.
consultant and saying that, right? What happens is, one, your information is out there. Second is, what would happen is, there are these fake consultants who will reach out to you when you say open for job.
Yeah.
Let's say on LinkedIn
Yeah.
or Naukri or these places. That means you're actively looking out, right? Now what happens is that these people, these fake consultants, are basically calling you and saying that, you know what, there are these jobs, and probably they're just reading out something from LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
Already, which is put up out there.
True.
Saying, hey, and this is the pay scale, etc. Are you interested? Yes, but you have to register with us first. There is a registration fee, so they'll send you a link, and they'll ask you that, okay, you have to register yourself. There's a certain fee which we refund to you once you've received the job, because then we will charge the company,
Okay.
right? Which is very interesting. Now,
Right.
even if they don't charge the company, my money is
Seems
gone,
legit,
right?
right.
Yeah, my money is gone. That means that, okay, this person is probably getting me 5 jobs, and I'm paying, let's say, whatever money. It is, the scam does not stop at the point that where, okay, you know what, this is a job, this is what you're going for, but they're also hunting for vulnerables, for people of certain target and certain niche.
In a very interesting case, I'm not talking of people who get paid in crores like you in the first job, not in the second and third, but in a particular case, these people actually went to a particular office, they did fake interviews, and then charged people saying that we need money for uniforms and badges, right?
my God.
They collected money from these poor people and just decamped.
That's
A
horrible.
case had been registered somewhere, and you can read it about about it on the net. It's
It
so
is,
sad.
yeah, yeah,
It's so
it
sad.
is. It is
Yeah,
absolutely.
and scamming people who are really vulnerable and looking for jobs, not Amir people who have multiple jobs and are screaming out to be scammed.
Yeah. So I just think that on the job side, right? One is if someone's texting you on WhatsApp and sending you these random with the link saying, oh, hey, you know what, you want to apply for this job. And like you were lucky, honestly, I feel you were lucky that you got a task. A lot of people would have gotten scammed there and then,
True.
right? Saying, hey, this is where it is. The second is, of course, when these fake
No,
consultants.
actually, what happens is that it ended there because I didn't indulge with them. So what they would say that you have completed the task, now you give me your bank account details.
Yeah.
Or they'll send a GPay link or something, and they'll say that I've sent you this money and reverse these charges or something like that. It ultimately has to go to some kind of a financial app or banking credential.
So your one is of course your data, and you know that just reminds me of this. Do you remember? And this happens with a lot of influencers in general, right? So there was this Instagram influencer, this lady, very nice looking lady, does a lot of skincare and everything, right? So a brand, a person reached out to her saying, hey, you know what? This so and so brand is interested to collaborate with you. We have this much budget, but we need your pictures. Okay, we want to test this skin and everything, so I want to get the brand approval. And this lady is like, okay, you know what, I'm going to do it. And so they were like, okay, you know what,
I remember
upload
you
it.
had sent me the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
reel to me.
yeah,
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 yeah.
upload it on the Google Drive, because don't send it on WhatsApp. It just takes out the whole
Metadata.
yeah,
And
yeah,
thing.
not just metadata, like the quality,
Ah,
the picture
there's
quality
a
goes down.
degradation. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
picture
yes,
quality
yes.
goes down. So upload it on this thing.
Oh, G
But this
Drive.
is one kind of job only, right? If you look at it, the job is not just white collar job going to
True.
offices, but this
True.
is also a job
True.
of an
Some people
influencer.
get paid.
Yeah,
There.
yeah, yeah. I think you need to get over it.
Some people, some people declare their incomes also.
so, so if you look at it, that lady, what
Don't evade. Okay.
but no, this is very serious. I'll tell you, the job
Yeah.
is not just white collar job.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
and now I
I
see the
agree.
faces of both the sides. What happens is this.
You had sent me this reel
Yeah,
where
yeah.
this girl got scammed very badly.
Yeah, so but no, but it not just went on collecting her bank details. The idea was not to collect just bank
It
details.
was to blackmail
She
her.
was asked to upload pictures of her skin, and then it just became about her under thigh. It just became about like her private these things, and she got suspicious at that point, right? Why would a skincare brand would need something like this, which is very suspicious? If you
Yeah.
look at it, it's kind of a job, it's kind of a brand collaboration
Yeah.
that led to something. Now you can see now on Google Drive on who has the access, who has visited. There
Right.
is history and everything,
Right.
right? So she could see that the other person, not just like she was uploading it, one, on the Google link that was given to her. Second, she realized that even all her phone data was going out because of that link. It was so interesting
goodness.
because now it's your personal pictures, it's everything. She stopped it immediately because she realized like there's something really fishy about it. She stopped sharing. You know, you can stop sharing with people, you can
Right.
remove people on
Right.
Drive.
Right.
But that's also very
Also,
much
what must have
concerning.
happened is that the permission on Google
Yes.
Drive would have not been just for that particular folder, but for all your backup.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's bad.
And you know what happens is, now this is not one time. If you look at it, influencers usually or celebrities or anyone are collaborating with brands day in and day out, right? How do you know this is not fake? This is one kind of job. The other one that I told you was the audition. If you
Yes,
remember, that was
yes.
very gruesome,
Yeah, that was
honestly,
gruesome. That was
because
bad.
someone saying that, hey, you know what, so and so
Label.
music label wants to finds your profile really nice, you have to come give an audition. It's going to be an online audition, and then you eventually, once you give the audition, okay, and this is where your face is there in front of the camera for hours. Let's say 30 minutes, 40 minutes is there, and you are auditioning, you're emoting so many emotions, and then you realize, oh, you know, this is fake.
Goodness.
Imagine, that's also a kind of job only if you look at it.
True.
Where people have gotten scammed not just for financially loss, but also this could lead back to our episode 2 of deepfake, right? If you look at
Apart
it,
from that, it leads to probably, if you have, let's say, shared something which may be, let's say, of a more personal nature,
Yeah.
then it leads to blackmail.
Yeah.
That these people start saying that we are going to send this picture to your family. It may be for a professional shoot, but then you may not like your family to be blackmailed with that.
Yeah, and imagine if like this goes back to the conversation that we were having in episode 2 on these pictures and videos putting up on porn
Yes.
hubs and all these
Yes,
places,
this
right?
can be used to train
Absolutely, and
models.
imagine if someone's parents realize it. It goes back, right?
True.
If your parents or someone realize it, that okay, your face is being used and you're emoting different emotions, like let's say a fake audition or whatever is conducted,
True.
and people are so vulnerable at that moment that they
True.
don't know what to do because how it is going to be used.
True.
There are different kinds of jobs in the world that exist, and there are different kinds of scams, and it's not just financial loss; it's emotional loss. It's being
Yes.
blackmailing into something, and people
Reputational loss,
taking
trust.
yeah, absolutely, and people taking extreme measures
Yeah.
as a part of it, right? Like some people, imagine if it's a tier 2 tier 3 city, a girl wanting to be an actress,
Yeah.
yeah, and she's been in a situation where someone reaches out. Everyone has now
I
phone
think
and
Utkarshika,
social
later
media.
on we should do an episode on cybersecurity tips for influencers, because they are using this.
I think any internet personality, irrespective,
Apart
right?
from that, anybody who's very popular,
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
out there, who's using this, and they are not very cyber aware, and there are scamsters who would be sending them out very specific phishing schemes just to affect them. So probably we'll keep this in mind to do a later episode.
With that, the episode comes to an end. Thank you for tuning in yet again. Thank you for all the support. We will be back soon with yet another kick-ass episode. If you like this episode, do not forget to subscribe to the IVM Podcast YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. You can also follow us on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcast, and all the other places that you possibly hear podcast on. Most importantly, if you have any questions and if you've experienced something similar or any other scams, please do write to us. Brijesh is available on X. I am available on Instagram as Utkarshika with a C.